If you are over 60 and taking magnesium for your heart, stop. Just stop for a moment. Because what I'm about to tell you has been quietly confirmed in medical research for years, and almost nobody is talking about it. The supplement sitting on your bathroom shelf right now, the one your doctor may have even suggested, could be doing the exact opposite of what you think. Not because magnesium is bad, but because of one specific mistake that nearly every single senior makes with it. And this mistake doesn't just fail your heart. According to researchers, it may be actively making things worse. You feel it, don't you? The fatigue that doesn't go away no matter how much you sleep. The irregular heartbeat that your doctor keeps monitoring but can't fully explain. The muscle cramps at 2 in the morning that wake you up gasping. You've been told magnesium will fix all of that. You've been taking it faithfully, and yet, nothing is getting better. Maybe things are even a little worse. There's a reason for that. And by the end of this video, you will understand something that most people, even most doctors, never fully explain to their patients. Before we go any further, if you've been searching for real answers about your health and you keep finding the same recycled advice that doesn't actually help, this channel is for you. Hit that subscribe button right now, because Dr. Victoria Reed is dedicated to finding the things that fall through the cracks of mainstream medicine. Things that affect you, specifically, if you're in your 60s, 70s, or beyond. Now, let's talk about what's really happening inside your body. Magnesium is one of the most important minerals on the planet. Your body uses it for over 300 biochemical reactions. 300. It regulates your heartbeat. It controls how your muscles contract and release. It manages your blood pressure. It helps your brain stay calm. It even controls how your cells produce energy. Without enough magnesium, your entire system starts to fall apart. Slowly, quietly, in ways that feel like aging, but are actually something more specific and more fixable. Here's the disturbing part. Research consistently shows that the majority of Americans over age 60 are deficient in magnesium. Not slightly low, significantly deficient. And the older you get, the worse it becomes. Your gut absorbs less of it. Your kidneys start excreting more of it. Certain medications, the ones that millions of seniors take every single day, drain magnesium out of your body like a slow leak in a tire. By the time most people reach their late 60s, their magnesium levels are so depleted that their heart is essentially running on empty. So what do? They go to the store. They buy magnesium supplements. They start taking them every day. And they wait to feel better. But here's where things get disturbing. Not all magnesium is the same. And the form most people buy, the most common, the most affordable, the one front and center on the shelf at every pharmacy and grocery store in America, is a form that, for many seniors, the body simply cannot use properly. Worse than that, in some people, it actively causes harm. And the tragedy is that nobody at the checkout counter tells you this. The bottle doesn't warn you. Your doctor, who is seeing 40 patients a day, probably didn't mention it either. So, millions of seniors are faithfully taking their magnesium every morning, genuinely believing they are protecting their hearts, while the wrong form of that mineral moves through their system and contributes to the very problems they're trying to solve. The name of this form is magnesium oxide. Write that down. Say it out loud. Magnesium oxide. Because this is the form found in most generic magnesium supplements. It is cheap to manufacture. It is easy to put in large doses on a tiny capsule. It looks impressive on a label. 500 milligrams, 750 milligrams, big numbers that make you feel like you're getting something powerful. But here's the science behind the illusion. Magnesium oxide has a bioavailability of roughly 4%, sometimes less. 4%. That means if you swallow a 500 milligram tablet of magnesium oxide, your body absorbs approximately 20 milligrams. The rest, nearly all of it, passes through your digestive tract and exits your body unused. Not only is this a complete waste of money, but the large unabsorbed dose sitting in your gut causes your intestines to pull water in from surrounding tissue. That's why so many people experience digestive upset, loose stools, or diarrhea when they take magnesium. It's not a side effect of magnesium itself. It's a side effect of taking a form your body can't properly absorb. But the real danger isn't just the wasted money or the digestive discomfort. What scientists discovered next shocked many researchers in the field of cardiovascular health. When seniors take high doses of magnesium oxide repeatedly over time, some studies have raised concerns about its interaction with the delicate balance of electrolytes in the body. Magnesium doesn't work alone. It works in close partnership with calcium and potassium, two minerals that are absolutely critical for your heart's electrical system. The rhythmic beating of your heart, the precise electrical impulses that keep it contracting in perfect sequence, all of that depends on these three minerals staying in careful balance with each other. Disrupt that balance, and you don't just feel a little off. You can develop arrhythmias, irregular heartbeats, palpitations that make you feel like your heart is skipping or fluttering, dizziness, weakness. And here's the cruel irony. Many seniors start taking magnesium because they're experiencing exactly those symptoms. They feel their heart acting strangely. They feel tired and weak. They want to protect themselves. So they do what they believe is the responsible, health-conscious thing. They take a supplement. But if they're taking magnesium oxide, and if that supplement is disrupting their electrolyte balance rather than restoring it, they could be experiencing worsening symptoms and not realizing the supplement is part of the problem. They assume it's just their age. They assume it's just how things are now. They keep taking the pills. And this is where everything changed in how I want you to think about your own health. Because here's a truth that modern medicine doesn't say loudly enough. Your body after 60 is not your body at 30. That sounds obvious, but what it means in practical terms is far more important than most people realize. The way your body processes nutrients, absorbs minerals, filters toxins, and regulates its own chemistry, all of it has changed. What worked for your neighbor? What worked for your sister? What even worked for you 10 years ago? It may not be what your body needs right now. And a one-size-fits-all supplement label was never designed with your specific biology in mind. Let's go a layer deeper. There's a concept in nutrition science called bioavailability. You heard me mention it earlier. But I want you to really feel what that word means, because it changes everything. Bioavailability simply means how much of what you put in your mouth actually makes it into your bloodstream and reaches the cells that need it. A supplement could contain 1,000 milligrams of something, but if your body can only absorb 10% of it, you're really only getting 100. And if you're a senior with reduced stomach acid, which is extremely common after age 60, and which directly affects mineral absorption, you might be absorbing even less than that. This is why researchers and nutrition scientists have been advocating for different forms of magnesium for years. Forms with dramatically higher bioavailability, forms specifically designed to be absorbed efficiently, even in aging digestive systems. And yet, the supplement industry keeps producing cheap magnesium oxide by the truckload because it's profitable. Because the numbers look good on the label. Because most consumers don't know to look for anything else. Now let's talk about what you should actually be looking for, because the science here is genuinely fascinating, and in some ways, it reveals something profound about how we've been thinking about health supplementation all wrong. There are several highly bioavailable forms of magnesium that research has identified as significantly superior for actual absorption and cellular use. The first is magnesium glycinate. This form binds magnesium to the amino acid glycine, creating a molecule that passes through your intestinal wall much more efficiently than magnesium oxide. It's gentle on the stomach. It doesn't cause digestive distress. And because glycine itself has calming properties, magnesium glycinate is particularly well studied for people who experience anxiety, sleep problems, and racing thoughts. All things that become more common as we age and as our nervous systems become more depleted. Then there's magnesium malate, which binds magnesium to malic acid, a compound involved in the body's energy production cycle. Research has highlighted this form as potentially beneficial for people dealing with chronic fatigue and muscle pain, because it may support the cellular processes that generate physical energy. There's also magnesium taurate, which binds magnesium with the amino acid taurine. And this one is particularly interesting for heart health specifically, because taurine plays a direct role in cardiovascular function. It helps regulate the electrical impulses in the heart. It supports healthy blood pressure. It has antioxidant properties. Multiple studies have examined the combination of magnesium and taurine together as a potential support for people with cardiac concerns. And the results have been compelling enough that some integrative cardiologists have incorporated it into their recommendations. But here's what scientists discovered next, and this is where the story takes a turn that surprised even me. It isn't just about which form of magnesium you take. It's about when you take it, and what you take it with, and what you're doing to your magnesium levels throughout the rest of your day without even realizing it. Here's a scenario that plays out in millions of American households every single morning. A senior wakes up, they have their coffee, maybe 2 cups, good strong coffee. Then they take their medications, maybe a blood pressure pill, a diuretic, a statin for cholesterol. Then they take their vitamins, including their magnesium supplement. Then they go about their day. Every single step of that morning routine is quietly working against their magnesium levels. Caffeine is a diuretic. It makes you urinate more, and magnesium is excreted through the urine. Every cup of coffee you drink accelerates magnesium loss from your body. The same is true for alcohol, by the way, something that research shows many seniors consume more regularly than people assume. And those medications, diuretics, which many seniors take for blood pressure or heart failure, are one of the most significant causes of magnesium depletion in older adults. They cause the kidneys to excrete not just sodium and water, but magnesium and potassium along with it. Proton pump inhibitors, commonly taken for acid reflux, have been shown in multiple studies to reduce magnesium absorption over time. Some antibiotics, some diabetes medications. The FDA has actually issued warnings about long-term proton pump inhibitor use and the risk of low magnesium levels leading to serious cardiac events. That warning exists. It's been published. And yet many patients taking these drugs have never had their magnesium levels discussed with them. So let's do the math for a moment. You have an aging digestive system that's already absorbing less magnesium than it used to. You drink coffee every morning that accelerates magnesium loss. You're on medications that further deplete magnesium. And then you take a magnesium supplement in a form that only delivers 4% of what's on the label. By the time all of those factors stack up together, you are profoundly, dangerously deficient. And you're taking a supplement every day that gives you the psychological comfort of feeling like you're doing something about it, while the underlying deficiency keeps getting deeper. And the symptoms keep getting worse. That irregular heartbeat, that crushing fatigue, those muscle cramps, that feeling of weakness, that difficulty sleeping, that brain fog that makes you feel like you're moving through water. You're told it's normal aging. You're told it's just how things are now. But what if it isn't? What if a significant portion of what you're experiencing has a cause, a specific, identifiable, measurable cause? And what if that cause has been sitting in your medicine cabinet the whole time, disguised as a solution? This is the thing that keeps me up at night. Because we have known about magnesium deficiency and its cardiovascular effects for decades. This isn't new science. A landmark study published in the American Journal of Cardiology found that magnesium deficiency is present in a significant percentage of patients admitted to intensive care units with cardiac events. Research out of the Nurses' Health Study, which followed over 80,000 women over 26 years, found that higher magnesium intake was associated with a significantly reduced risk of sudden cardiac death. Another large-scale analysis published in the journal BMC Medicine examined data from over 1 million people and found an inverse relationship between dietary magnesium levels and risk of heart disease, stroke, and all-cause mortality. The higher the magnesium, the lower the risk. The lower the magnesium, the higher the risk. The relationship is clear, consistent, and replicated across study after study. And yet, when seniors go to buy a magnesium supplement, the most widely available product in the most accessible stores is still the one with 4% bioavailability. That's not an accident of the market. That's a failure of communication. A failure that has real human consequences. playing out in living rooms and hospital rooms across America every single day. But hidden beneath all of this was something much darker that researchers only began to fully appreciate in the last decade. It's not just what magnesium does for your heart, it's what magnesium deficiency does to your brain. Your brain is one of the most metabolically active organs in your body. It burns energy constantly, and like your heart, it depends on magnesium to regulate its electrical activity. When magnesium levels fall, the neurons in your brain become hyperexcitable. They fire more easily, with less provocation. They become sensitive to stress in ways that can manifest as anxiety, irritability, and difficulty calming down. The communication between different regions of the brain becomes less efficient. Memory consolidation, the process by which short-term experiences get converted into long-term memories, is impaired. And perhaps most unsettling of all, low magnesium is associated with increased activity in the pathways that the brain uses to generate and sustain the experience of fear. Think about that for a moment. If you've noticed as you've gotten older that you feel more anxious, more worried, more easily rattled by things that didn't used to bother you, more fearful in quiet, unnamed ways. The scientific literature suggests that magnesium deficiency may be contributing to that experience, not as a metaphor, but as a direct biochemical mechanism in your brain. You're not weaker than you used to be. You're not failing. Your brain may simply be missing a mineral it needs to stay in balance. And the supplement you've been trusting to fix the problem has been delivering barely enough to register. But here's the deepest layer, the one I want you to sit with. We live in a world where the solution to almost every health problem comes in a bottle. We are told what to buy, how much to take, and to trust that the product on the shelf is what the label says it is. And most people do trust it, because why wouldn't you? We trust the system to look out for us. We trust that if something were really wrong, really dangerous, really misleading, someone would step in and fix it. But the truth is quieter and more unsettling than that. The magnesium oxide problem isn't illegal. It isn't fraud exactly. The supplement does contain the amount of magnesium it claims. It just can't actually get that magnesium where it needs to go. And the difference between those two things, containing something versus actually delivering it, is a difference that the supplement industry has never been required to clearly explain to you. And so millions of seniors continue their faithful morning ritual, taking their pill, trusting the label, feeling, slowly, that something is still wrong, wondering what they're missing. What they're missing, in many cases, is genuinely simple. It's a different form of the same mineral. It's a conversation with a healthcare provider about testing actual serum magnesium levels, or better yet, red blood cell magnesium levels, which are far more accurate at reflecting true cellular magnesium status. It's an awareness of what's depleting their magnesium throughout the day. It's a decision to replace a cheap, ineffective supplement with one that their aging body can actually use. That's it. That's the whole answer. But the gap between knowing that and actually being told that gap has cost people years of unnecessary symptoms, years of fatigue and heart irregularities and sleepless nights and creeping anxiety, years of declining quality of life that we simply accepted as inevitable. Let me ask you something before we close, and I want you to really think about this, not as a viewer watching a health video, but as a person who wakes up every morning in a body that is trying, with everything it has, to keep you alive and well. How many things in your health routine are things you've simply inherited? Habits you started because someone recommended them once and you never questioned them again. Supplements you've been taking for years without ever asking whether they're actually working. How much of what you believe is protecting you has never actually been tested in a real, measurable way? I'm not asking this to make you feel foolish. I'm asking it because the most powerful thing you can do for your health isn't a new supplement or a more expensive pill. It's curiosity. It's the willingness to ask, is this actually working? Is there a better way? Am I treating my body at 60 the same way I treated it at 40? And is that still the right approach? The human body after 60 is a landscape of extraordinary complexity and beauty. It has carried you through decades of living, It has healed cuts and fought infections and absorbed loss and celebrated joy and gotten you out of bed every morning even when things were hard. It deserves better than a 4% solution. And so do you. Talk to your doctor about testing your magnesium levels. Ask specifically about red blood cell magnesium, not just the standard serum test. Ask about your medications and whether any of them are depleting your electrolytes. And if you are going to supplement, research the form carefully. Magnesium glycinate, magnesium malate, magnesium taurate. These are the names that research consistently points toward for actual bioavailability and real cellular delivery. The pill you take doesn't have to just sit on a shelf inside your body, doing almost nothing. It can actually work. What happened next, after people made this one switch, completely changed how thousands of seniors describe their energy levels, their sleep, and their heart function. And the only reason more people don't know this is because nobody was loud enough about telling them. Well, now you know. If this opened your eyes to something you've been missing, share this with someone you love who's over 60. Post it for a parent, a spouse, a friend who's been struggling with fatigue or heart irregularities and can't figure out why. The information in this video could genuinely change the course of their health. And if you want to keep receiving this kind of deep, honest, research-backed content that treats you like the intelligent adult you are, subscribe to Dr. Victoria Reed, because we are just getting started, and the next thing we uncover might be even closer to home.